Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the shed. I'm Lonnie.
Hey, I'm Candace. Welcome back. We had a great listing day yesterday. Well, one item really pushed us up over, but that helped us stay on track. So I wanted to kind of go over that before we get started.
Oh, you did the numbers. I didn't know you did that.
I did the numbers already.
Okay.
Yesterday we listed 10 items for $795. Now bear in mind 400 of that was that big robot, that big vintage Japanese robot that I listed. But that really helped us stay on track with our numbers. For our May goal of $15,000, we're currently at listings of $10,447. So that leaves us $4,553 left to go. With 7 days left, we need to average $650 average per day. We've been staying around the mid 600 ranges for our average per day, and I'm fine with that because if we keep it like that, I think it's very doable. So
yeah.
I'm feeling good.
Yeah, I am too. Because the number hasn't gone up, at least.
One time it went over 800, but it didn't stay there long. Like we had a really great listing day. That was early in the month, though. I think that was probably after this day here where we only listed like 267.
I think this is the first month in a few months that we set a really good goal to really kind of stretch. Or keep us focused, because this has really been this is a challenge. There's going to be a challenge coming down the stretch. Like it's not a like oh, it's so hard, but it's going to require focus and discipline to actually hit the goal this month, which is the whole point of Momentum Board.
Right, because like if looking back, our goal for April was also 15,000, and March was 13,000. And those were very easily attainable because we had two monster buys for big Transformer collection.
But we didn't know when we set the goal.
Right, we didn't know we set the goal, but it made it very easy. Well, we have had some big buys this month, but that has not contributed to our progress because we haven't really even listed a few dolls, haven't touched the film reels. So those really haven't contributed to our success that we're having.
Actually, they kind of detracted from it because that was time spent during sourcing. That took us away from listing. So
yeah, during listing, yeah.
But yeah, I'm feeling good with where we're at. Feeling good with the progress we're making. We made a pretty good dent on the pile yesterday, and we're going to do that again today. That box is empty, isn't it?
That is. That's what that robot was in.
Okay, so yeah, and we've got some good inventory we can list still, and yeah, we're feeling pretty good. This is looking a little better, sort of. Well, we were just trying to make a little progress every day in here.
Yeah, we still have our Nikes. I don't know what we're going to do with those.
Yeah, I know, man. That's because a lot of them, the thing is, we're not like sneakerhead type sellers, and we have a lot of shoes with issues, and they may still have value, may not, or whatever. I don't know. We're going to have to confront that eventually, but it's not going to happen until we confront this first.
Right.
This is priority number one. But even before that, the first priority is getting these orders out. We had a really good sales day yesterday.
We did. We sold quite a few high dollar items.
Yeah.
And our total for the day is looking really good. Especially considered we pulled a few things yesterday that would have gone out this morning. What we're doing right now, we're clearing the deck every day. So something that just sold literally right before we turn the camera on, we're going to pull it and ship it. It doesn't have to go out till tomorrow, but we're going to go ahead and get it shipped out.
Your shirt is ridiculous. That cat eating the...
You like my shirt?
The ramen.
I bought it for Molly and she didn't want it.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, I'll keep it.
No, I like it.
I love it. I think it's funny. Okay, so you ready to get started?
Yeah, let's go.
Everything is on eBay again today. Tiger Drawer Burberry London Aftershave Emulsion. It's in a tube on the right there, grayish color.
Oh, okay.
$26.99 for that. Trying to move this stool out the way. We have a Transformer or an 8 Bravo Transformer in the box. Oh, I don't know how to say this name. Giaxis Airspace Commander.
There's only a couple up here, so...
It's orange.
I see it. Man, that's a cool looking jet, man.
Yeah.
I like that. Man, I like that color. You know, they don't normally make jets in like hunter orange for visibility. You
right.
know? That's
Neon
cool.
orange or whatever. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, that sold for $62.99.
Okay.
12 Alpha Berenstein Bears, 27 book lot. I'm assuming if it's on 12 alpha, it's already boxed up. I don't know
is.
what you labeled it.
I have one that says BB. That's
Yeah,
that's definitely a
probably
candidate.
it. Yeah.
What does that say? That says. What does that say, y'all?
Starts with a C, so that's probably not it.
That's probably not it. That says.
I'm gonna say let's look at BB.
I think that's probably it. Okay, hold this for a second. That's really light. Let's see. Yeah. This looks like the right size and it's a little heavier. Looks like the right size and weight.
I'm gonna pop it open real quick.
Yeah, I'm
just
gonna
to
open it
make
up
sure.
anyway to throw a thank you card in there.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's got to be it.
Oh, we're double bagged. You
Okay.
deal with that.
I can feel it and I can tell.
Okay.
That's definitely it.
$35.99 for those.
Okay.
Set of 8 Culver Valencia highball glasses on 6 Echo.
Yeah, this is our first big sale of the day that happened yesterday. These are really, really fancy.
Yep. They're beautiful. Great condition. Whoever gets these should be happy with them.
And the interesting thing is, there seems to be a lot of these in our area. Because Candace is constantly finding them.
Well, I have been the last few years. Before that, I didn't for some reason. I think when you get to places that were more with the times back then, like California, and the whole mod scene and stuff,
Oh.
there's probably everywhere.
So you think we have less than...
Yeah, like the mid-century modern stuff is very hard to find down here in South Louisiana
Because we were kind of...
country.
Well, yeah, that's true, because before, like, things have changed now with the internet, but yeah, back in the day, it was like the rest, like the deep South, the rest of the country, especially California, New York,
Yeah.
we were always way behind the times.
Right.
Like, it would take a long time for trends to
Yeah.
get here, and there's not as much money down here, so really fancy stuff like that was kind of uncommon, but we do seem to find it a lot.
Like
somehow.
I follow a few sellers on Facebook. They don't have YouTube channels or anything, but they're constantly finding like just awesome Pyrex and stuff. Like always bringing in truckloads of stuff. So I know that they live in the areas that were really modern back then.
Right.
I don't find that quantity here. I would love to, but I try, but I don't find it.
Yeah, but it still.
When I do find it, I buy it.
It still seems like you find a lot of Culver.
Yeah. $129.99 for those.
Nice.
Perfume Rollerball Pocket 79. This is a Michael Kors Sporty Citrus. It is not a rollerball, it's a spray. Excuse me. But it is like without a box, little vial looking, not a vial, like a small bottle. Travel size spray.
No, it is like a bottle. It's like a
Yeah,
bottle vial.
little bottle, yeah. $17.99 for that.
And, sporty citrus.
Yep.
Okay, looks good.
In the Boba Fett drawer, a lot of 2 Michael Kors Sexy Amber. We have multi-quantity of these, so just pull 2 boxes. Sexy Amber. Those over there, just 2.
We have a lot of that. Wow.
Yeah. Should have quantity 5 left after that.
Wait, how many am I pulling?
2. Lot of 2.
Well, we got a lot more than 5, it looks like. That's what I'm saying.
5 lots left, so 10 boxes left.
Oh, this is one lot.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Lot of 2.
I misunderstood.
Yes.
All right.
$17.99 for that.
Okay.
The Big Alice doll sold. She's on 7 alpha.
Okay. Might put y'all down for a minute. We back? Well, let's see. Actually, I don't need to put y'all down. Y'all just not going to get a very good camera angle.
Yeah, they're basically looking at her dress.
Let's see.
And I have her stand here. I forgot to put it up there. It's been
Okay.
sitting by my desk, so
Okay.
I'll set that back there.
This. Okay.
That thing is huge. Oh my gosh.
I'm laying her down
Lay her down.
gently there.
Oh, I just hit the printer.
Just advanced a piece of paper.
Yep, she sold for $124.99.
Okay. Look, let's
Make some room up here.
no, let's lay her out.
Lay her out. I'll get her. I'll get her.
Okay. Look at that.
Yeah.
That was the most impressive piece in the whole buy. I thought, and like it looks so real.
It does. It looks like a kid. I mean, you can see it's like size of a toddler, a big toddler. You know.
That one was really impressive.
When we were at the buy, I comped that first. I went straight to it, and the comps didn't look this good. Well, turns out there's one that's only 18 inches, and they had several different years and versions of her. So she turned out to be a good one.
Yeah.
In the chest drawer, Flora Perfume by Gucci. Little mini splash bottle in the box. The box is white with like black stripes towards the bottom. Little box.
Okay. It's called Flora by Gucci. I have it right here.
$34.99 for that. Little 0.16 ounce bottle.
And look, talking about that Alice doll again. We got good money for it. It's not even like mint condition or anything. I looked at the listing.
Yeah.
There's quite a few like stains and whatnot on the clothing. I mean, it's not bad, but there are a lot of little spots like with stains and stuff.
Yeah, she's not perfect.
So it's not perfect. No.
Perfect with the box, paperwork, everything. I saw it sold for $200.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But it was a very, it probably is one of our best, if not the best piece. We don't know yet because we don't know what the other stuff is worth.
Yeah.
But it was very encouraging to actually sell a doll. And then we had something else encouraging happen a few minutes ago. So
yeah. And
I'm just glad. It's good to get off to a good start and make our first sale.
Right. Yeah. It's always, when you make a big buy, it's a relief when you sell a few things.
And you haven't even listed all that much of it yet.
Not hardly any of it. Yeah. This is a good sale here. 5 Delta. It's a 3-piece silver plate tea coffee set.
This was a really good sale. I didn't even know we had this in the shed. I didn't know this was. Oh, it's right here. It says tea on it. That's why I didn't know it. It's in a. It's not even difficult for me to pack or anything.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
$179.99 for that.
Man, but talk about some big money orders. Huh?
It is a beautiful set. Like, the pictures don't do it justice. It is so pretty. I love that set.
And I asked, you said you paid like $30 for that. Probably,
yeah, we picked that up at an estate sale on the last day. We sold a Coach umbrella, one of the silver ones. So let's see.
Well, we're supposed to put this.
Yes, we still have these sitting over here. Our little pile of them is.
I know it's diminishing.
Yeah. Here's one right here. That one right there.
And everyone so far, I better not even say it.
Yeah. $53.99 for that.
Yeah.
We sold a lot of 9 Pez bonbons plus body parts. I don't know what this is. This is something you listed.
This is an old listing.
We bought a huge Pez buy in Tennessee.
Right, at a highway sale.
At the big highway sale, the world's longest garage sale.
This might have been 5 years.
Yeah, we've had these a while. Picked them up from a little store set up on the side of the road, bought all they had, and I don't think we have much of it left.
This might be the end. I don't know.
1 Delta labeled Pez C.
Yeah, we're going to be pretty hesitant to buy Pez in the future, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, there's not too much out there that's real valuable.
Oh, I think I know where it is because it's actually, this listing's so old. There was a time, this shows you how you just got to keep up with like the way like shipping and packing and stuff. Not pack, but shipping changes.
Look at that.
Drastically.
So we probably have a lot of viewers that don't even know what that box is.
Yeah, this is the old regional rate box A, which I don't think they do anymore. I don't know. But there was a time when if something was over a pound and it could fit in one of these boxes, this was typically the cheapest way to ship. And it wasn't even a question. This was the cheapest way to ship.
They did away with it when the Ground Advantage came out.
I think.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Like, I know they did away. They used to have. I'm not going to get too into how the regional rate boxes work because it's it's irrelevant now. But they had like regional rate box A, B, and C, and they did away with the C. And I don't know about the B. I don't even know if any regional rates exist anymore.
Well, we used to use the regional rate A a lot.
Oh yeah.
Before it became kind of defunct.
We used it a ton.
Yeah, it was.
And the cool thing was, of course, is you got to use the box.
Right, free box. Yep.
So Yeah.
Okay, all that to say a lot of 9 pairs for $18.
Yeah.
And our last item is another doll. To Charlie, Marie Osmond, Taki. She's a little Asian girl in a red dress. She's actually made of resin, not porcelain. But she's,
One of the few.
she's very well done. It's in immaculate condition.
I'm glad to see a Marie Osmond doll sell so
Yeah.
quickly because I think we have a lot of Marie Osmond.
Yeah.
Because the ladies we bought all this stuff from. That's weird how you have her face covered. The ladies we bought all this stuff from, they said that their mother would, of course, watch like Home Shopping Network, QVC, etc. And I think Marie Osmond would go on those shows quite a bit
Yeah.
and sell her dolls there. So I think we have a lot of Marie Osmond dolls.
So you're going to see, I'm going to cover their faces with tissue paper so they don't, just to help protect the paint and stuff on their face, especially the porcelain dolls. I think I decided that's the route I want to go. It's still going to get bubbled and stuff, but just a first layer of protection is going to be tissue paper over their face.
I like how you're doing this.
Yeah.
Bagging them and like.
I'm going to include stand when we have it, because, it doesn't really add that much dimension to the package. It
But
does
it adds
add
value.
weight. It adds weight, but it also adds value. People can buy a doll ready to display.
Yeah, because if you see that, the doll. Look, we're happy we're selling these dolls, but let's be really clear. Doll market not great.
Most porcelain dolls out there are not worth buying.
We've already you saw if y'all watched recent videos, Candace, you've probably donated it about as many as you've listed so far.
Correct. Yeah.
So we're not trying to glorify or glamorize the doll market. We did only pay $2 a whack for these dolls.
Right. So we went into it knowing that we were going to have to donate some. We weren't going to list every single doll, So we went into that, and that was how we figured out what we were willing to pay.
Right.
So,
right. So we paid $2 a doll, but by the time we donate everything, it's probably going to end up being like $3 a doll or something like that.
Right.
But yeah, man, this is a really good sales day with big ticket.
pretty good. This was over $60.
And that's a good one too.
Yeah.
So and that's the umbrellas are.
That's over 50. Yeah.
Umbrellas are like I don't nowadays I don't really call that like big ticket, but it is a really good sale and really good margin on umbrellas. Even like $30 umbrellas sell. Still a really great margin because we're only into those things for $4 a piece. So we had a fantastic sales day yesterday, and it was nice. I hope we can continue to do that. But if we have a bad one today, I'll try and think back to yesterday.
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get this stuff packed up. Well, y'all haven't heard us complain about USPS in a while. And actually, before Candace starts, we've had decent luck with USPS. It seems like ever since we got the UPS pickup, USPS hasn't been awesome, but we haven't had a whole lot of like item not received problems or anything like that. All the packages are away. My goodness, that was some packing. That was a lot of packing today. Okay. Take it. And Candace is the one that deals with it. So here we go.
Yep. So if you've been watching us since like November, December, you know the headaches we had over this past Christmas holiday with USPS not taking forever to deliver our packages. I was constantly having to stay on top of tracking and file missing search requests with the USPS. It was a big thorn in my side, and it stressed both of us out.
You were spending probably an hour a day on that.
Yes. So it's been great, like Lonnie said. Now, granted, at least half of our items have been going UPS now,
Which helps.
We decided to kind of incorporate that into our shipping.
UPS has been like zero problems, like none.
Right. I know.
Knock on wood, please.
So 2 days ago, we get an item not received case. I know it was more than 2 days ago, right? Yeah, I think it was on Sunday, actually.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't even look at that.
It was on Sunday. So I go and look, and I'm like, man, that's a little premature. It hadn't even been a week since the item shipped. So, okay, go through the motions. I went and responded to the case with the tracking number and told them that.
It was this one right here, by
Yeah,
the way.
yep.
And we have to resolve it by today. I'm sorry.
Yes.
I just wanted to give them some context.
It shipped on Monday the 12th, and this case was opened like a week later. Like it hadn't even been 6 business days, you know. So but that's the way eBay system is. It lets them do it. It's kind of ridiculous, but we'll get to that. So I did that, and then I kind of like, okay, here hopefully that we're not having this again. The next day I get another case. The second one on this list.
This one right here.
Yep. The very next day I get that.
Today is the 22nd, by the way. So
Yes.
This one we have to resolve today. This one will have to be resolved tomorrow.
By tomorrow, yes. So I responded the same way to the second case. I went in, and of course, I always send a message apologizing for the delay and letting them know that I'm going to file that that research request with USPS. That usually will get things moving. Sometimes not in a timely manner, but it will.
And it might buy you a few days too.
Yeah, that's the main thing. Like, get on that as soon as possible, because at this point, every day is crucial. And let me
Yes.
explain to you why. You can't file that research case until it's been 7 days an item has been shipped. You can't file an insurance claim until it's been 14 days. So on the 15th
Oh, it's
day.
14. Oh, okay.
After 14 days. Yes. So, but eBay system will let them go in and file this case at any time.
Really? Are you sure? Or does it have to be like after the?
It has to be after the estimated delivery window,
Right.
which we know can be ridiculous estimates that
Right.
eBay gives out. I mean, come on.
Right.
They were able to file this case, and it hadn't even been a week.
Right.
The item not received case. So that really, it messes up your window. I can't file this insurance claim until Tuesday. Today's Thursday, by the way, but we had to close the case we have to make them whole.
So just to clarify what she's saying, we have to resolve this by May 22nd, but by rule, but just the way it works, we cannot file an insurance claim on this until
five more days.
Until May 27th
Yeah.
at the soonest. And now the good news is typically I don't know if it's still like that. Whenever we do file those, they approve them real quick and we get a check.
Right. But here's where it gets sticky.
What's that?
If I don't see any movement or delivery by then, and I file that, and then boom, it gets delivered that day or the next day before it gets approved, we're out the money and the product.
Well, even if it's like, okay, we are going, like, we are supposed to have to resolve this by May 22nd. So really, we have to refund by today.
Right.
And if eBay has to step in, that could be a strike against your account where
Correct.
eBay has to resolve it for you.
Right.
But so we have 5 days there where they are holding, they get their money back. The buyer gets their money back.
Yep.
And if there's movement, if that package starts moving in that time span, that means that they get their money back and they're going to receive the package.
Yeah.
So, and this one is similar. Now, this one is tomorrow. And neither one of these have moved since, I don't know, it's like, May 12th or something like that. They haven't moved at all. They made it to Baton Rouge and they got stuck.
Here's where it gets even stickier. That's pretty bad, right? On that day, on Monday, May 12th, we shipped out 16 perfume orders.
Which means they all had hazard labels.
They all had hazard labels, which means they can't go on an airplane. They're going through trucks. Guess where all those 16 packages are right now today?
Supposedly Baton Rouge.
Yeah. Some of them, they don't even show getting to Baton Rouge. The last scan is from our carrier.
They all have scans of some sort, though.
Right. We're off the hook on that end with the post office. It shows that they accepted our packages. But every single hazardous label that we shipped that day has not moved. So this morning I sat down for probably about an hour and a half and messaged all the people that placed those orders and filed those missing package research cases, hoping to get some movement. I'm thinking they're probably all sitting in one bin together, and if we can get one of them looked at, maybe they'll all move. That's what I'm hoping. But yeah, we're potentially looking at 16 plus these two, 18 orders that
The
could
good
cause
news is
trouble.
every day that those other ones don't open an item not received case buys us time, because all
Right.
we got to do is get it out to 15 days.
Yep.
And then we don't care if they get the item or not. We're going to be made whole by the USPS, and they're going to be made whole by us, and they might even get free product.
Right.
And we don't care. Like, we're not like petty about that. Like, as a matter of fact, if someone waits like 3 weeks or a month for something they buy from us and we get made whole, I hope they get free product, because that's very poor customer service and poor customer
Right.
experience on their end. So I'm happy for them to get made whole and keep the free product. What I'm not happy about is if we end up holding the bag for all of it.
Yeah, no product, no money. And Lonnie's right. A couple of these people have told me they were birthday gifts and they didn't get there in time. So
And that's bad.
that's bad for them, for us.
For eBay.
It looks bad on eBay. Yep. So let me explain my process to y'all. You kind of have to be proactive and stay ahead of the situations here. So obviously things have been good, so I have not been keeping an eye on tracking. Well, now I'm going to till things straighten out again, I guess. So what I do is, if you go through your paid and shipped orders, it shows you on there delivered or shipped. And the ones that don't say delivered, I check that tracking and
Make sure it's moving. Huh?
make sure it's moving.
Yep.
Or if it's moving and it should have way been there, I go ahead and message the buyer and I apologize for the delay, and I let them know that I'm on top of it, and I'm going to file a missing package research with USPS, and then I'm going to keep an eye on it. And nine times out of 10, they're appreciative,
Yep.
and it buys you so much time doing that.
Candace is right. Like, her hard work with doing that. And I'm the same way. Communication means everything.
Yep.
Like, I'm willing to give a lot of time and a lot of grace if people are proactively communicating. These two we weren't proactive with because we didn't know there was an issue yet.
Right, we didn't
and so,
know. Yeah.
But the ones that Candace can be proactive with, now that it's on her radar, very like that it doesn't fix everything, but it buys us the time we need to make them whole and us whole, and everybody's happy. Well, as happy as we can be in a
Right.
bad situation. So these two, though, this one we did have to resolve by today. I did have eBay call. Really, really nice guy named Dave. He did a really good job, but he was unable to, the system would not let him help us. So I laid it all out, and he sounded very knowledgeable about both ends, both eBay's side, and he sounded like he understood my USPS thing. And, I said, look, Dave, there's a dead spot here in between when eBay forces us to refund and USPS will let us, will make us whole. There's a dead spot there where we really would appreciate it if you would extend this case by 5-6 days, just to cover that dead spot. And I promise you, Dave, if you can do that and they don't have their thing, I'll make them whole. And if they receive it, I don't care. And I said, hey, the customer's going to be made whole. I just need a little bit extra time. He understood 100%. He was unable to do it. The computer wouldn't let him or something. He got with a supervisor. They still couldn't do it. But what he did say is he was very understanding, and I was cool about it. I wasn't, I kept my composure. I wasn't mad because I felt like he was trying, and that he wasn't just blowing me off.
Yep.
But he did tell me that, he gave me my options, and he did say that if we do end up, that dead spot there I'm talking about does end up costing us to call back to eBay. And he didn't say that they would make it right or whatever, but he pretty much implied that there's a really good chance they would. So now what we're hoping, because
Let me interrupt real quick.
Okay.
By making it right, he insinuated that they would try to retrieve the funds back from the customer.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
But that's what they say, but what they really mean is they're going to pay it out of their own pocket.
Right. That's what I think too.
Right.
Yeah.
I think very rarely do they actually go to buyers and ask them for money.
Right.
Because that would be weird, and I don't even know how they would do that, and what buyer would do that anyways.
Right.
If eBay said, hey, would you send me some money? I wouldn't do it. Would you?
Yeah, they might have some kind of form thing where they ask them and then no response. They just
I doubt
eBay
it.
just eats it, you know.
Unless they're a seller, maybe.
Yeah.
And they can like confiscate like their managed payments or something like that.
I don't know how that works on the back end, but that's what he told us. So,
And I have had situations like that before where eBay didn't have to help, and I'm sure a lot of y'all, if y'all have been selling on eBay for a while, have encountered situations where eBay just like used their funds, which actually ends up being our funds because that's
yeah,
that's not funded by magic or magic fairy dust.
that's all those fees.
That's fees, right?
Yeah.
The fees fund that. But anyways, so bottom line, we're going to have to refund this one today, and we don't know if now and then once we do refund this one, we're going to hope and pray. Well, I'm not really going to pray for that, but we're going to hope that actually it doesn't have movement or get delivered in the next 5 days, because then we can file the insurance claim.
Right.
And tomorrow we'll be doing the same thing with this one.
Unless that one happens to get delivered today, which it's not going to happen because it hasn't had
a single scan
No.
since forever. So yeah, and look, I just want to show that I just want to say, like, there is a dead spot. That is a problem. I wish eBay would give the sellers in the United States at least the amount of time. 15 days to me, it's a long time, but it's a reasonable time for eBay to give us before they take the funds from us. Because if we don't, and I did say, well, Dave, what happens? Because he said, well, you can just wait, and then it usually won't take the funds from you and give it to the buyer until they call in and force it. And I'm like, okay, well, what happens then? Because I'm not willing, like, this is a little bit of money. It's like, okay, the top one is,
I think it's like $40.
the top one is $47.35. The bottom one is $29.70. So we're talking about like $70 to $80 there. I am not willing, that's a substantial amount of money, I guess, but I'm not willing to risk our account or have any strikes or anything like that. Like, I'll just grumble and complain to you guys on YouTube about it some, and then I'll move on, because I'm not going to risk my eBay account over $70-something. And I told him that too, because he did present that as an option, but he did say that if you don't do it and then they end up receiving it, I think he said, then we would end up getting the strike on our account and it would stay.
Right.
And I was like, okay, I'm not going to do that one. That sounds,
it's the whole system.
that sounds like making a bad situation even worse.
Yeah, and look, we're not on here just to complain. We want
No.
y'all to be aware. I know a lot of y'all were with us during the holiday break, and we talked about it a lot, but we do have some new viewers. So we just wanted to put this out there to let you know there are some flaws in this whole item not received system.
And a lot of y'all know that I like to try to focus not on the things we can't control. USPS sucking, USPS policies, eBay policies, eBay not giving their customer service the latitude to do the right things, things like that. Those types of things, although they're irritating, they're outside of the things that we're able to control. Now, what we are able to control, and this is the point I would really want to drive home to you guys, is the proactive communication can fill in the gaps between these. We're talking about mega huge, like, corporations or entities between eBay and USPS. It's hard. It's difficult a lot of times for us to talk to those entities. Imagine those two trying to talk and work with each other.
Right.
So your communication, you being proactive and staying on top of it, and not like getting snarky with the customer. It's out of my hands. It's not my fault. What can I do? USPS's fault, not mine.
I see
kind of
that
stuff.
a lot. I'm not USPS. I don't deliver the packages,
Right.
but you're still responsible.
And even though that's true, that's how you're gonna get a lot more of these, instead of people being like, "Oh, cool, thank you, Candace, for looking into that. I appreciate it." Whatever. And then at the end of the day, customer whole, we're whole. Customer's like, well, that sucked that it took so long, or that sucked I didn't get it, but I did get made whole. And, excuse me, I did get made whole, and also the eBay seller did everything they could, and they cared. So, and that's what Candace is really good at, and that's what we can focus on are the things within our control.
Yep. Stay ahead of the game.
Yep. So, I hope I'm about to go in here and refund this one, and I hope you don't get it. At least not before like the 28th or 9th or so, somewhere there.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, y'all. It's get out of here time, and we tried today. We really did. I did put up some listings.
I don't think we made it to 650.
No, we didn't.
I don't think we made it to 500.
No. If we hit 400, I'd be happy today.
Yep.
Honestly.
Yep.
You know, we did a little better than that yesterday. Today, not quite so good. I did spend a little time listing some lower value stuff, but I did clear out some stuff over here.
I've got to mess with dolls everywhere because, like, I have a doll that I want to list for 150, and I'm including her stand, but I can't find the top part of her stand. It must be somewhere else. So I'm gonna have to just sacrifice some of my weekend time and go sit in storage and make a list. This is all the accessories I have. This is the boxes I have.
Oh, that sounds like torture.
It does, but I'm gonna have to.
Can I drop you off and come back later?
Yeah.
I better not. I better go with you. I think there's a person living in there somewhere. So.
Yeah, there's some weirdos that go there sometimes. Just bring your iPad and you can watch.
I'll bring my iPad and my pistol.
Yeah. It's really not that bad.
No, it's
He's
not.
exaggerating.
I am exaggerating, but I'm not lying. I'm not exaggerating about the part about somebody's living there.
Yeah.
So anyways, that is going to be it for this one. Thanks a bunch for watching, and we will see y'all again very soon. Bye, y'all.
Bye.